Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Season 3 of my Everton career mode on FIFA 16. So last season was an incredible season, a lot of ups and downs, but mostly ups, and it was just incredible. So starting off our third season, trying to improve our squad even more, we're going to go for the Champions League this time. We've looked at N'Golo Kante as a backup center mid. He's maybe like as a replacement for Tom Cleverley or something, because he's a slightly better player. And we're also looking at a couple goalkeepers because Tim Howard, again, I've said thousands of times before that he's been an absolute beast in this career mode. So that's why I haven't bought a new keeper. But I think I'm probably going to get one now because he is getting older. Obviously, this is our last season, so even if he does decide to retire at the end of the season, it wouldn't really matter. We could still use him because, again, the only thing we're doing in Season 4 is just the Copa Europe and the World Cup with England, but then it'll end there. But yeah, we are going to get a new one because he'll probably go down a rating or 2 or 3 this season. So we're going to try to replace him with Bernd Leno. I've used him in some off-camera career modes, and he's just an incredible goalkeeper. So we're actually going to do a swap. We're going to give them Joel Robles because even if Tim Howard goes down ratings, he's still going to be our backup goalkeeper if we bring in a new one. So we don't really need Robles anymore. Anyways, we're playing in a international preseason tournament, the Asian Elite Cup. We're taking on Roma first. I'm using my second team for this one, giving Robles a bit of game time. This might be his final game for the club. So we've gone 1-0 up inside 21 minutes. Zlatko Junuzovic finding the back of the net. And then there's an injury for Roma. Castan picked up an injury in the 52nd minute. But then Junuzovic scored again on 63 minutes to put us 2-0 up. And then that's how it finished. Junuzovic getting 2 goals. And we get a 2-0 win over Roma. So that's pretty decent. Anyways, we got a game coming up after this against Al Nassr, which is a side from Saudi Arabia. We're doing a bit of training. We're doing our first training of the new season. Right now, I'm kind of disappointed that Aubameyang has not grown. Not only did he not grow at all at the previous club he was at, but he also hasn't grown at all here, which is really strange. Because a lot of other career modes I've watched, he's been up to like 86, 87, something ridiculous. But here he's been at 82 since the start of the career mode, because that's his default rating in the game, I believe, and he hasn't grown a single bit in 2 whole seasons, and then the start of this third one. So hopefully he does grow a bit this season, because we will need. He has been doing quite well, but I do want him to grow a few ratings. I don't know, just to make sure he gets even better. Anyways, an offer from Monaco for John Stones. They're wanting to pay 20.5 million, which would be an absolute bargain. So we're going to say no, 35.5 million, and then you can have him. And then Roma said the offer for Pjanic is unacceptable because they don't want Camacho, so I decided to offer Parejo instead. I don't see why they wouldn't accept that if we're going to do a swap deal kind of thing, because, yeah, he's only 1 year older and he's only 3 ratings below. It's not that bad, so it would be if we're going to do a swap deal, I think Parejo would be a pretty decent replacement. Obviously, he's not quite Miralem Pjanic, but still. Anyways, an offer from PSG for Lacazette. I just straight up said, no, absolutely not. Heck no, we are not selling Lacazette. And then Lazio want Parejo. So we upped it by 7 million. Actually, by 7.2 million we upped it by. I don't know why I was being so specific there, but whatever. Anyways, Bayer Leverkusen accepted the offer for Bernd Leno. Gonna give him what he wants for his contract, 120,000. Then we actually give him a 4-year contract, because why not? And crucial first team player. Of course, he's gonna be starting. I'll probably start Tim Howard in like the cups, maybe not the Champions League, but at least the FA Cup and Capital One Cup and stuff. Anyways, we're just gonna do a straight swap, Cleverley for Conte. And Barcelona wants Ryan Ledson, so we're gonna say give us 6 million and you can have him, because he is a semi-decent player. He has quite a bit of potential, I believe. I haven't really checked, but 69 rated at age 19. He can definitely grow quite a bit. Anyways, Inter also want Parejo. So it's 2 clubs battling for our center midfielder. We're going to say 29 million as a counteroffer. Now here's our game against Al Nassr. So we should be winning this quite comfortably. And the only offense so far, 30 minutes in, was a yellow card in the 11th minute for the opposition. Halftime still 0-0. Pretty disappointing, to be honest. But Junuzovic gets another goal, and we've taken a 1-0 lead, and then they had a man sent off, Sharahili, in the 67th minute. I'm sorry, 62nd minute. And that's actually how it finished. Only 1-0. Interesting. Anyways, Fiorentina have offered 10.5 million for Cleverly, but I was actually said no to that, or I actually did a counter offer, but obviously we wanted to use him in the Conte deal, so I don't know why I offered a counter offer. I probably should have rejected that, but whatever. Anyways, they're saying 29 million for Stones, so, and then I was gonna up it to about 32, but I was like, nah, screw it. We're just gonna keep John Stones because they clearly are not going to. It's clear they're not going to give us enough money for a really good center back. Anyways, so they didn't want Parejo either, which is really stupid. So I didn't really know who else to offer at this point. So I thought maybe we should just try to get more money and then just not swap anyone. Just straight up get Pjanic just for cash, not for, like not swapping any players. So then I don't know what that random clip noise is. Goes like, I don't know why that's happening. That's not in the game. That just happened a few times in the recording. It's really loud. But anyways, we're offering 40 million for Pjanic, just 40 million, no players involved. And I was thinking of trying to get Robin because he's 33, so his value will be a lot lower. But anyways, Stanek is going on loan to Shrewsbury for 2 years, so basically he's not going to be in our career mode anymore. But yeah, so Leicester City accepted the offer for N'Golo Kante. So we're going to give him 100,000 per week. And I'm not going to specify what his squad role will be because I honestly have no clue how much he will play. But Lazio accepted the counteroffer for Parejo, and Bernd Leno accepted the contract offer. So Bernd Leno, welcome to the club. He is our new starting goalkeeper. And because Tim Howard was captain, I'm going to be making Baines our new captain of the first team. Tim Howard will be starting in our second team, obviously, and he will still be the captain there. So, yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just putting Bernd Leno into our starting 11. Then making Baines our captain. So that's a pretty decent lineup. I'm also a bit disappointed with Williams. He grew a bit last season, but not as much as I would have hoped, but still a decent player, so we're not going to be selling him or anything. I think we'll keep him and Deulofeu as well. Anyways, Inter also accepted the deal for Parejo, so he's going to go to one of those places. But Bayern said about Robin and Lewandowski that neither of them are for sale for any price, so that's very helpful. Thank you, Bayern Munich, for giving us no information at all. So, I don't know, we're just going to have to guess with that. I ended up not going for Lewandowski at all anyway. But yeah, so we took the lead in the 10th minute through Gondolans, but then they equalized 2 minutes later. So 1-1, very fast start against Juventus, but then Lacazette converted a penalty in the 39th minute to put us 2-1 up. Then as you can see, he did score again in the 69th minute, and we're 3-1 up. That's a great result against a strong team. I believe they're using kind of a second team. They did have quite a few first-team players in there, but they were playing a weaker side because it's obviously preseason tournament. But next up, we got Barcelona in the semis. But Roma accepted the offer for Pjanic, and we did get a couple million for making it out of the group stage in that tournament. So that's always nice. But we didn't have enough wage money, so we just had to bump up the wage budget a bit. So we had enough for the 160,000 that he wanted. And I don't know why I gave him a 4-year contract. It honestly doesn't even matter because, again, this is the last season. But I did, so, yeah. Anyways, we will be playing 2 games today. I'm gonna simulate. Oh, hey, by the way, welcome to the club, N'Golo Kante. Farewell, Tom Cleverley. Tom Cleverley was a good player, but I think N'Golo Kante is just the next level above. And also, welcome to Miralem Pjanic, our 3rd signing, I believe. Yes, our 3rd signing. So welcome to the club, a world-class midfielder, Miralem Pjanic, who will take Parejo's place in the starting 11. He actually left, I believe, so thank you for your service, Parejo. You will be missed, but I think it's just time for him to move on to another club because obviously we have Pjanic now. We took the lead against Barcelona inside 2 minutes. They were playing a slightly weaker side, but there's still Suarez and Neymar playing. And Mascherano is obviously a starter, Alba, Busquets. So they're still playing a pretty strong lineup, although it's second team. And Baines scored in the 39th minute. We were 2-0 up on Barcelona at halftime. Very impressive. "3-0. Aubameyang scored again in the 86th minute. An incredible result against Barcelona. And that's going to send us through to the final. And we got an offer for Aubameyang, and I just straight up said no, we're not selling him. But as I was saying a while before about me playing 2 games today, I simulated the whole Asian Elite Cup tournament, but we will be playing the Community Shield and then the first game of the Premier League season. So there will be 2 gameplay games in this episode. But anyways, the final of our preseason tournament did not start off too well. Lewandowski put Bayern Munich ahead in the 7th minute, so they were definitely playing, I think, basically their first team. But we did equalize in the 50th minute through Aubameyang, but sadly they took the lead again in the 67th minute from via Thomas Muller. Then they got an injury in the 84th minute, but sadly we could not answer that time. They did win it 2-1, but we made it to the final. That's decent. And we still do get a bit of extra transfer money, so that's always good. So the board is happy with our performance. And Kevin Morales, there's an offer from Manchester United for him. I was going to use him in a deal for Arjen Robben, but I said I guess we could have extra money just to buy Arjen Robben straight up without offering a player if we sell him to United, so I guess we'll do that. So they wanted 11.5, they were insisting on that. And I was like, no, 13.5, then you can take him. So I compromised a bit. Then Bayern said, heck no, we do not want Kevin Morales in place of Arjen Robben. I don't blame them because there is kind of a quality gap there, but here's some sad news from Tim Howard, an absolute legend for the club. Sadly, he's considering retiring. Usually they end up retiring if they say they're considering it. But yeah, Tim Howard will most likely be retiring at the end of this season. So, yep, that's some sad news from him. Anyways, an offer for Deulofeu from Real Sociedad to potentially bring him back to Spain, but we said no. Then an offer for Williams from the same club. We said no once again. And we inquired about Karim Bellarabi, maybe to replace Williams since his rating was low, but we didn't end up getting Bellarabi in the end. So now I was making another offer for Robin here. 20 million, because it said, the chief executive said we could potentially get him for between 19.8 million and 26.1 million. So I offered I offered something in that range. Anyways, speaking of the Community Shield, as I was talking about before, here it is. We are taking on Chelsea. This is the 3rd final of a tournament in which we are facing Chelsea. Obviously, this is I guess you would consider the Community Shield a final, even though there's nothing before it. So this is the third final of a tournament that we're facing Chelsea in. We faced them in the FA Cup final twice in a row, and then now in the Community Shield. We beat them the first time in the FA Cup, lost the second time last season, and now we're taking them on in the Community Shield. So let's go. This will be a great way to assess how strong our team is, how much better we've gotten with these transfers, and an opportunity for the team to just kind of come together and just, just gel as a team. Anyways, Coleman with the first opportunity. It's a good block by Kurt Zuma. 9th minute, we already had a chance. Ivanovic finds Nathan. He's an incredible player in this game. Lacazette now into the second half. Not much happened in the first half. Aubameyang gets past one. I was convinced he was eventually going to lose the ball, but he didn't, so I was like, okay, let's have a shot. And how about that for a goal from Aubameyang? incredible strength and pace and speed and everything to get through, I think it was 3 defenders, and then get the shot away on the half volley. It was a great goal by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Put us in front in the Community Shield. And as you can see, he flicked the ball up a bit before taking it on the half volley. And yeah, that was just a... Oh my gosh, that was an incredible goal. That was just sensational from Aubameyang. He may only be 82 rated, but he can do stuff like that, and that's why he's still in this team. Anyways, another opportunity for Aubameyang on the half volley again, but this time it's easily saved by Thibaut Courtois. Pedro now with the cross, headed away by Leighton Baines. Matic wins the header. I can never win headers. I have no clue why. It's ridiculous. No matter who I have, I could be like freaking... I don't know. Who's a tall player? I don't know. I don't have Harry Kane, but Harry Kane's tall. I could be Harry Kane up against who's a short player. I don't know. Just, you know what I mean. Just like, no matter who it is, it could be a really tall player against a really short player, and I just can't win the header. It's stupid. Sometimes I do, but you know, it's kind of ridiculous. Basically, that was a fantastically awful free kick by N'Golo Kanté, and it's a corner kick. So we do get something out of that. Then Courtois punches away. And what was that from John Stones? That was a stupid mistake. And now it's Matic one-on-one with Baines, passes it back to Ramirez, and the defense eventually catches up. So they keep passing it back. They were on a counterattack, but then they just kept passing it backwards, so then our entire team had the chance to get back up there and defend, so it was kind of stupid on their part. Then Lacazette slipped, but then he still somehow got the pass to Kanté, who drew a huge save out of Courtois. A brilliant save by the Belgian goalkeeper. And Kanté almost scored on, I think that was his debut, unless he was subbed on in like the preseason tournament. But it's his competitive debut, at least. Zuma made another block there to keep Chelsea in the game. Still 1-0 in stoppage time. But that is how it finished, 1-0 to Everton in the Community Shield. So it's a great way to start off our season. We got some silverware to kick it off. A 1-0 win against Chelsea. Look at that height difference, though, between Stones and Baines. Anyways, we're lifting the trophy. Community Shield is ours. Again, it's some silverware to kick off the season. Starting off pretty well. And that's it. So, Francisco Junior, an offer from Doncaster to take him on a 1-year loan. So we said yes. He's 25, still only 68 rated. Kind of disappointing. I used him a couple times, and he was pretty decent, but he was very short and like was easily pushed off the ball. Besides that, he was kind of decent when I used him a couple times. So hopefully he gets some first-team football out at Doncaster. Anyways, Bayern Munich flat out rejected that offer for Arjen Robben. But we did inquire about Dani Alves. Again, it's our last season, so it doesn't matter that he's 34. We're gonna look to bring him in. 84 rated, very good player. We're gonna look to bring him in for 9 million because obviously since he is 34, he will go for probably pretty cheap. And John Stones wants more wages. Now John Stones is one of those players that 95% of the time he's really a solid defender, an incredible world-class, well, maybe not world-class, but an incredible player in game. But then 5% of the time he's making really stupid mistakes that almost cost us a game. So like, I don't know how that happens, but you know. Anyways, yeah, here's Martin Tyler sounding like a chipmunk. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that. I meant to take out the sound of this because it always sounds really creepy and weird and freaky when it's sped up like this at this scene. And I guess the Liverpool fans are singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," and it sounds really high-pitched and weird right now. And then the Premier League anthem was playing, and that sounded really weird too. And yeah. So it is the Merseyside derby on the first day of the 2017-2018 Premier League season, so that's pretty cool. That was it was the Merseyside derby on the final day last season. Now it's on the first day here. Aubameyang hits the crossbar. somebody needs to go and make a montage and just like someone needs to count how many times throughout this series we, especially Aubameyang, have hit the crossbar. It is or not just or the woodwork in general. We hit the woodwork so much. It is ridiculous. And Aubameyang especially. It is insane how many times we hit the woodwork in this career mode. But we do get a corner after a decent save by Mignolet. And then they headed out. Laporte's poor first touch. Liverpool get the ball, and that's the chance wasted. But Firmino absolutely destroyed the defender there. I believe that was Laporte, but Leno making an excellent save to keep it at 0-0. It was already the 54th minute at this point. Not much happened before that in the game. Will be a corner to Liverpool. James Milner to send it in. Eriksen couldn't quite head it out, but Garbutt clears, but then they win it back through Tejera. And then Klein Sturridge wins it back in the penalty area. Okay, that was dangerous. But then we do actually get on the counter-attack with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Goes past the defender Williams, but then I meant to pass it to Eriksen, but for whatever reason he did that. Anyways, here's a cross, Mignolet away. Then Firmino, why did we not get the throw-in there? The referee ended the game instead of giving us a throw-in in a dangerous position. So it finished 0-0, kind of a boring-ish game. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't the best. It could have been better. So Liverpool 0, Everton 0, the second game in a row that we failed to beat Liverpool. Not good. So Barcelona did accept the $9 million for Alves, and we're going to give him a contract offer now. And Derby County wanted Kone, even though he's moved down a rating to 74, we're still going to keep him just for some extra squad depth. And he has been decent when he has played. Anyways, McElhinney, there's an offer from Bolton for him. Definitely going to accept that, even though it's a bit under his value. He's only 66 rated at the age of 24. Just sadly not high enough quality for a team that's supposed to be going for the Champions League this season. But welcome to the club, Dani Alves, 84 rated, very solid, world-class right back that we have just signed. He will be taking Coleman's place in the starting lineup, but Coleman will still be on the bench, obviously, because he's still a great player. So we didn't sign Dani Alves because Coleman was playing poorly, because Coleman is playing just fine. But I just want to make our side as top-notch as possible, you know. So anyways, hope you all have enjoyed the first episode of Season 3, and I'll see you soon. If you have any suggestions for players you want me to get, let me know in the comments below.